everyone, it's Shar. Welcome back to my channel. I did not intend for this to be a speed create a sim. I actually recorded this real time with a voiceover, except that when I sat down to edit this video, I realized the microphone was fucking backwards. Yeah, besties. And the audio quality was shit, which as it is, you all know that I am working on the microphone quality and like the whole peaks and things. I don't fucking know. I'm not a tech. Anyway, besties. So I recently posted a video where I was creating potential partners for the second generation of my family dynamics challenge, Harley, because Harley is gay and I wanted her to have more love interest her age because she is second generation in this challenge. That means that all of the Sims who were originally in the save file are closer to her mother's age than they are to her age. And in that video, I called it something like giving townies or randomly generated Sims the makeovers they deserve, but explaining the description of the video that I was just essentially creating Sims for my Let's Play, but realized I unintentionally clickbaited you. And this is my opportunity to right my wrongs because I'm sorry, besties. I did not think about the fact that I was completely recreating the Sims. And this time around, what I decided to do was actually go into Create a Sim and set myself the challenge that whatever Sim I randomly generated was a Sim that you were going to get and that I had to give a CC makeover to. And I was not allowed to go in and like change any of their features. I could change things like their hair color and like the eyebrows that they had, but I couldn't change the shape of like their eyebrow bones, for example, and I couldn't change anything about their faces or their bodies. What I got was what I got. And I'm gonna tell you, the game was surprisingly on our side this time around because all of the Sims were super cute. And I was like, oh my gosh, usually you get like some wild Sims in here, like with very exaggerated features because that's how the game likes to play. But this time around, we got super cute Sims and it was really fun for me to actually do this challenge because I found that I got Sims who looked different than what I would usually do. But it's also fun because you get to see just how much of a difference custom content makes and skin details make out changing your Sims features. Like just custom content alone, yes, will naturally change some things here and there, but I try to be mindful about like not doing that and not having the custom content too dramatically change the Sims. And I randomly generated everything about these Sims from their traits and things like that to their aspiration, and the Sims themselves are randomly generated. The things that I have control over is just the clothes that they're wearing, the makeup that I put on them, their accessories, their hair, and the skin details that I use. Now saying I really liked how different they all looked from the kind of Sims that I normally make because I had no control over what their features were, but the game did bless us. And for this Sim here, I usually never have my Sims have very, very dramatic makeup looks, but I think that she looks so cool. And I decided, which you would have heard had the microphone, you know, been facing the right way. When I was recording that video, you would have heard that I decided that she was a chef. And just like when I do build videos, I find that sometimes when I'm building, the story of the Sim that lives there comes to me. And as I was doing these CC makeovers, I found that the stories for these Sims themselves came to me. This Sim specifically, I feel like had such a fun, like edgy personality. I decided that she was a chef and she really liked makeup and she had like this very distinct personality like in her style, which I really loved. And I loved how she came up. I kind of decided that she was like elevated athleisure, quote unquote, because she's wearing like these really fun like joggers, but then she has this very like almost asymmetrical like cutout top, which I think looks so good on her. And I wanted to put her in sneakers, but I spent 4,000 years trying to find the right shoes. Couldn't. Ended up putting her in boots where I completely did not realize, you can see in the mirror behind her, that they were clipping with the back of her legs. So that's how it turned out. And then finally we have the Sim that you saw in the thumbnail of this video. I think she turned out so well. And of all of the Sims, this one I changed the features most dramatically via custom content. Again, I did not go in and like manually change anything, but the skin detail that I gave her as her base layer has like a little button nose, which I think suited her face really well. And I just love like how round and cute her face is, but I gave her like these very dramatic eyelashes. And I think that of all of the Sims, well, they all look so different from their base Sims, but she looks so different from the base Sim that I have. And the reason I used only female Sims for this challenge is largely because I don't have a lot of male custom content and male skin details, so it just would not have been as fun. And in the first video where I am quote unquote righting my wrongs here, sorry, I just keep bumping you, my bad, besties, they were all females as well. So I actually really loved how all of these Sims turned out and decided that I'm going to keep them in the save file with Harley as potential love interest. I will be getting back to Harley. What I mentioned in this video is that I wasn't playing Let's Plays quite yet because of the new for rent pack and the updates. I just know it broke all of my mods and I'm really scared to play without them. I've removed them all, but I want them to be updated, especially because where I left off, if you saw the last episode of the Family Dynamics Challenge with Harley in her first week of college, you will know what her mother has been up to. And I think I will need MC Command Center for that. At the last minute, I added tattoos to the Sim, and I love that dagger and hand that she has on her thigh. I think that that is so cool. And I decided to go for a personal sense of style that I don't think I would typically go for. It's like a different collection of styles that I think works best for her. Like, there are two very different aesthetics that I put together. Her name is Felicity, and she's the last Sim that I made for this video. Recapping, this is our first randomly generated townie, our second randomly generated Sim, and then finally our third randomly generated Sim. Thank you for watching, and I hope that this video redeemed me.